Let's learn how practically we can apply al-ikhfa.
Let's go now to letter fa. We have now fa. As always we mentioned, we are going to practice letter fa when it located at the beginning of a word and the previous word ends with tanween, and when the noon and fa are located between two different words, and when we have noon and fa located at the same word. So let's dive into it. First of all, as always we mention, what we need to do is just to determine the three elements that we have. We have here the tanween preceded by dal followed by fa. So the three elements that we have here is dal, noon, and fa. First, letter dal is articulated from the tip of the tongue when it is touching the elevated area of the gums. Okay? And the fa here is the upper teeth touching the inner part of the lower lip. Okay? So what we need to do is go from the d sound to the f sound. Okay? Deaf. Deaf. Then stretch the space in between. Deaf. 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 Never do dan, because letter dal is a little bit close to the noon. So sometimes maybe letter dal intermix with letter noon, especially for the ikhfa. And I hear that a lot from the sisters. Okay? So make sure it's da, def, 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 def. Then go to the next letter. So it will be خالدا فيها, خالدا فيها, خالدا فيها, like this. It's an easy, alhamdulillah, but make sure from these tricks it's not خالدا فيها or it's not خالدا فيها, because sisters do that as automatically this is the sound for ikhfa, which is wrong. Okay, so first of all, pronounce letter dal, which is the letter before noon, then get ready to read letter fa, which is the letter after letter noon, and then leave that position for 2 counts, and then pronounce letter fa clearly after that. خالدا فيها, like this. خالدا فيها, like this. Then, next probability, when we have noon and fa between two different words. So what we need to do is determine the three elements that we have. It's noon itself, letter meem before, letter fa after. So meem, noon, and fa. Letter meem is articulated from the lips when it's closed together and the sound comes from nose. When the lips close together and the sound comes from nose. And the fa, as we mentioned, is the front teeth touching the inner part of the lower lip. And this is the 2 letters. So what we need to do is go from the meem to the fa. Mif, 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 mif. Then stretch that position. Mif, mif. If you cannot fix the nasal sound first, you can do mif, mif, mif. Then allow the sound to come. Mif, 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 like this. So the word will be min fadli, min fadli, min fadli, like this. Again, pronounce letter meem, the letter before noon, then letter fa. Get ready to read letter fa. Hold that position for 2 counts, and then read letter fa clearly. Min fadli, min fadli. This is the second probability. The next one is very important, because there's a trick here. When you fix it, you have everything done, inshallah, and perfectly done, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. We need to determine the 3 elements that we have. It's letter ya, it's letter noon itself, and letter fa. So what we need to do is shift from letter ya articulation point, which is the middle of the tongue when it is elevated, to the roof of the mouth, and letter fa. Okay, so youth, youth. But take care. You need to stretch the lips forward because of dhamma, and fa, you should return the lips back. Okay, so the ikhfa will be at that position, not at the dhamma position. Okay, so you will do it as youth, 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 youth. This is the ikhfa, not youth, No, don't do it like this. ينفق, like this. Again, read letter ya, which is the letter before noon, then get ready to read letter fa, and make that sure the tongue is not touching the gums, yun, or the back of the tongue is not closed. Yung. No, this is not happens for the fa. And then pronounce the sound, or let the sound comes from nose for 2 counts, and pronounce letter fa clearly after that. So it will be ينفق, like this. That's all I have for you today. جزاكم الله خيرا for watching. Catch you next lesson بإذن الله تعالى. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.